And I'm Barb.
And we got to push the right button.
We did. That thing started playing again.
Okay, that's cool.
I'm Barb. He's Ed.
And welcome to the ARTyRV channel, everybody.
Thank you for coming tonight. Tonight we're going to share a lot of things. Tonight the theme of the show is gratitude, and we'd like to share with you how grateful we are to have you all here tonight.
As part of our
family and our community. And so we'll have a lot of fun tonight, and we wish you guys a great week.
It's a beautiful evening.
I see a lot of people are popping in.
Yeah, that's great, everybody. A lot of y'all must have watched some videos this weekend because the channel took off like Gail King last Tuesday.
Yeah, and thank you all for sharing and commenting and watching. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, so as of just a little while ago, of course, Saturday evening, we hit 37,000 subscribers, and we are at 37,049 as of 7 o'clock tonight. So thank you guys very much. I knew we were going to hit 37,000. So, you know, our goal is 50,000 now. So let's get that bad boy up there.
Yes, yes.
And Ray's in the house tonight. Hi, Ray. Nice to see you. Thumbs up for Ray, everybody. He works really hard for you. And make sure that you guys have all the links that you need for the questions that you're asking. So we appreciate that. Ray.
Thank you, Ray. Thank you for being here. We're grateful for you to be here, and we really love you. And I've got hair everywhere.
There's hair everywhere. I'm going to tell you, just since we're talking about being grateful tonight, I tell you, after last Wednesday, I'm grateful that this one's here, and to be able to continue sharing our lives together. So,
was it Wednesday or Tuesday?
Wednesday.
Was it Wednesday?
Yeah, it was Wednesday.
Okay, if you say so.
See, she didn't even remember.
I don't know. I lost a couple days, and it was...
we're glad to have her back.
Yes.
And she's... Barb's doing well now, and all those prayers and everything that came through the line, we appreciate it very much. The power of prayer works really.
Yes, thank you.
Definitely awesome. So
thank you for the notes and the prayers, and I'm so grateful to have you guys by my side, and this one.
And a big shout out to my daughter who came up and spent the day with Barbara and I at the hospital. So thank you, Tricia. We appreciate that very much.
Yeah, so I should be feeling better. As soon as I get my strength back, I get 12 weeks of rehab, so that should be good.
12 weeks of PT.
PT. Okay, we're here tonight to answer questions about stained glass.
That's right. So if those of you that don't know about the channel and are just maybe tuning in, I'm Ed, and I am a stained glass artist and have been for some 43 years, and basically pretty much all of my adult life.
Yeah.
And and then we brought Barbara into it, and in 1986, I guess.
1986, yeah.
And we have been. That's when we opened our own business here in a little community called Conway, South Carolina, 11 miles from Myrtle Beach. So here we are, and this is where we've stayed, and. I guess this is where we'll be, Barb.
Yeah, we've been creating and teaching since 1986, and that's what we do here.
That's what we do.
And we're continuing that through YouTube.
Right, and we've
expanded,
and we're expanding even more because the air conditioning for the new studio is scheduled to be installed on Thursday. This Thursday coming up, so 3 more days. So when I get home from work on Thursday, the new studio will be air conditioned. So once we get that, then we'll be able to start going through and getting everything organized. I did, however, move all the shelving from one side of the garage and got it halfway organized to the other side of the garage. Because, of course, I had to move it because that's the wall the new air conditioner's going on. So, and we'll be able to try out our new gutters on tomorrow night because we're supposed to get some really bad rain. So we're looking forward to that. And so everything that you guys are doing to help us with the new studio is being put to good use, I promise you.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Ed.
And we're still in budget so far.
Yeah, we're still in budget, so I'll be sharing some of that with you. He's got some things moved around, so now I can get in there and share with you. But the walls in there are pretty good, so very little painting that has to go on the
Well,
walls.
we had the garage painted in 2018,
18.
and the walls still look good, y'all.
So it should be nice.
Right.
The walls are finished, so we don't have to worry about that. We do have to do the floor, though. So
Yeah, so the floor is the next big thing once
We're
we
excited.
get everything organized. I did bring the tents home from the studio, so we'll be putting tents up in the driveway. Then we'll be able to move everything out under the tents for the day so that we can pressure wash and acid wash the floor in the garage so that it can be painted. It has to be done, has to be a weekend project because we can't leave everything hanging outside, all week long. So our neighbors wouldn't like that very much.
well, the neighbors
So, guys,
can't even see it.
Well, that's okay then. But
Heck
hey, if
with
you got a
them.
question for us tonight, make sure to put it in the chat. Put a Q in front of it. It kind of helps Barbara find it and tag it, and that way we'll be able to bring it in. And we will try and answer as many questions tonight as we possibly can. I brought 2 really pretty pieces of glass from 2 of the big manufacturers here in the U.S. Tonight to share with you. And both of these glasses, I was looking at the labels on them today at the shop, and both of these glasses these sheets were rolled out in 1994. So what's that tell you? It tells you that's old glass.
It's almost vintage. Oh, it is vintage. It's
Almost.
21 years. No.
No, 94.
Yeah, 21 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that right? Okay, let's see.
Yeah, it's vintage Wismac and vintage Kokomo.
We love that stuff.
Oh gosh. And for us to be able to have it is, and we're using it on a project. That's why I was able to bring it home because I think I told y'all last week I've been working on this a sunrise window, and which is the Goat Island. This Goat Island window is just really a pretty window. And at Conway Glass, not pretty much everything we do is commission work. So. That's what we do. We do large commissions, and we have a lot of fun doing it. We have a lot of fun designing windows.
But we've done all the other 2.
We have.
Thank you, Kathleen. I appreciate that. You just should have seen me last Wednesday. It wasn't pretty.
Well, your recovery room nurse, she gets to see you at your best and your worst.
Yeah. So I think we can jump into a couple questions.
I think so. If we got a couple, let's go for it.
Pauline's been asking about how you make the little turtles that we made with the
freeze and fuse.
Freeze and fuse. Could you talk about that just a bit?
Yeah, the freeze and fuse. What I use are glass powders, and when you watch the videos online about freeze and fuse, they all recommend that you do use the glass powders. And so what I do is I buy these latex molds, and whether they're sea turtles or dogs or whatever, you buy these latex molds, Pauline, and then you mix your powdered glass with water, and you make a very thick paste. And what I do is I add to my water, I add a little tiny bit of gum arabic to it, and then I make sure that the mold is packed, and then I take and tap it down and make sure all the air gets out of it, and then freeze it. And then just follow the instructions on the videos about freeze and fuse. It's a very quick process, and it's quite easily done, and it really makes pretty things. You can make your own molds, Pauline, by buying the little rubber creatures at the dollar store. like the lizards and bats and things like that. And you can make all of those molds yourself, either out of latex, or you can make them out of plaster of Paris. And the plaster of Paris molds will only fire maybe twice before they come apart. But what the heck, it's still fun.
Yeah.
You know. So I hope that helps you, Pauline. But I really have a lot of fun doing the freeze and fuse molds. And we're getting ready to do 16 sea turtles here pretty soon for a project.
So we'll video that and share it with you, Pauline. I'll let you know when it's coming, but give us a little while. He's got some projects ahead, but that's on the books. He's trying to get these other windows finished.
Yeah. The armature for the project is ready. That's going to be delivered this week sometime. So.
Okay, Tim wants to know if you have any recommendation for glass which has a flowing water look.
A flowing water look? Mm-hmm. I tell you, you want a flowing water like horizontally down the river, or you want something that's moving, like rolling over top of a waterfall. So my suggestion, honestly, is to go to your brick and mortar store and look for that specific piece of glass that you want. Now, Wismac makes a 197, which is a blue and green streaky glass that's really, really pretty.
And that comes in a dense and a streaky.
Yeah, that comes in many different...
and textures.
Yeah, and it also comes in textures. Yeah, it does. So I would say probably like the 197 is a really... the 197 LL is a little bit too transparent, I think, for flowing water. But normally when I have to do water, my go-to glass is the 197.
Okay, thank you, Ed.
And I have that at the shop right now. And actually I have some of that in an iridized that I'm using right now. So.
Okay, yeah, that's right.
and it's water. And then I've got another glass that I'm getting ready to share with you during Glass Chat that I'm also using for water, but it's on the back side of the island. So.
Okay, and
but that's a good question, because there are so many. Tim, that was Tim, right?
Yes, that was
Tim.
Tim.
There's glasses out there that you just buy the sheet and put it in a frame, and call it done, because it is, those glasses are so absolutely beautiful. So I don't know if y'all can hear Miss Mary, but she has they have these new things that are called kebabs for dogs, and they have beef, chicken, and duck wrapped around I don't feed her anymore. What's it called? Rawhide. I don't give Miss Mary rawhide because she has trouble digesting it, and we don't need that, especially not knowing exactly how old she is, and because sometimes she acts like a teenager and sometimes she acts like a baby. So I don't know. But tonight she's having her kebab.
Okay, we have a question. Are you finished?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Let's keep him on track.
Yeah, Mary's part of the family too.
Yeah, I know, but Mary didn't ask a question.
Okay, well, give me a question.
Stay
but
on
Tim
track.
had a good question.
Tim had a good question, but it wasn't about Mary.
No, it wasn't.
Okay.
Because you got glass.
Okay, Kelly has a question.
Okay.
Barb has a decorative solder video. Could she talk a bit about any special tips she could impart? Thank you. One tip I'd like to say is it helps to use 3763 solder, and I have some on our Amazon page. It's a little bit different than the 6040. That little bit of temperature difference can help solidify that bead just the way you want it. We're going to be doing another decorative soldering bead. We want to try out the pointed tip. There's a pointed tip available for our...
for decorative soldering.
Yeah, for decorative soldering, so we're going to try that.
Yeah, but I think that, like Barbara was saying, the most, I think probably the number one important thing about doing decorative soldering is to have that 3763, and then I probably the number two thing is to have an iron that you can control the temperature on.
Yeah,
for
because
sure.
you're going to want to turn that temperature just to the right temperature, and you're going to turn it down a little bit and turn it to just the right temperature to get that bead that you want.
And that
that's what you need to
3763
learn.
is
Should
going to
be
melt at a
primo.
totally different temperature than anything else you're using.
Yeah.
Not much. It's maybe 3 or 4 plus or minus degrees either direction, but it's going to act differently. So, yeah. But that's a great, oh gosh, that's great.
And Ray has shared the one decorative soldering notebook, and I think that the other one's connected to that one. There's two of them that kind of go together. Also, there was a question about telling us more about the move we talk about.
Well,
Yeah,
we're
it's
not
called
really
the
moving.
garage.
We're
It's
gonna
called
be
the
moving about
ARTyRV garage project
37
right
feet.
now. We're moving into our 2-car garage. We're moving the studio into our 2-car garage because we've grown so much, and there's so much more that we want to share with you guys. And the only way we're going to do it, be able to do it, is to have a bigger space where we can solder and what?
Grind and cut glass. All those. I mean, I can cut glass here in the studio now, and we're rolling in here at about 100 square feet. And so the move to the garage. Of course, we're renovating it first. It's you know Barbara and I, when we do something, we always do it right. So
Oh, looky here. I didn't even see these.
so we have
Are they celebrating their membership?
their memberships. Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you,
But
guys.
so we want to have more space. We need to be. I can't solder on my hardwood floors in my living room, and I definitely am not grinding in my living room.
Oh, look.
And oh gosh, y'all.
Okay. Now we're in business.
So
Look at there. My chat was not
we're
up.
just catching up. Yeah,
We're just catching up.
catching up. So if we've missed a question, Ray, let us know, or if we have missed one of your questions. But yeah, so guys,
Thank you.
The move is awesome, and I got to get my strobe light going because people are donating funds to the project, and that is so awesome, y'all.
Low cost. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Low Cost.
And Deborah, thank you so much.
Thank you,
we do
Deborah. We
appreciate,
appreciate
you
it.
very much.
Let's get a pretty blue back up. Oh, there's purple. Let's go purple tonight. And
Okay,
so
that's
anyway,
nice.
we the move is all about. We have to add 2 cameras. We're adding two workstations, and we're going to have a new area that Barb and I sit at when we're doing our live stream,
We'll have a new backdrop and everything.
yeah,
Ed.
all new. It's all new. It's all new. I can't wait. It's so
You
exciting.
can't tell them what it is. It's
I know.
a surprise.
It's a surprise. I call
Okay.
it a prize.
Okay, Jennifer, I'm
Hey,
sorry to hear
Jennifer.
you haven't had things going good for you either, but I'm good now. I had a little incident, and I had to go in and have some stents put in my heart. Oh, I did want to share with you guys. I had 2 stents put in. They thought they were only going to put 1. I had 2 in. One of my arteries was blocked 90%. I kept telling them I didn't feel good. The other was blocked 70%.
Yeah.
You know, I felt like the person with the grave that said, "I told you I was sick."
That's in Key West at the cemetery.
Yeah, at the cemetery, she said, it says, "I told you I
I
was
told
sick."
you I was sick.
But anyway, I got to the hospital. I have good doctors. They took care of me.
Yeah, they did. They took really good care of her. And I mean, it took us a long time to get the procedure done, which was very frustrating for me. I think that those things, guys in our healthcare system, should be able to be done much faster instead of 2 to 3 weeks away.
I do want to say, ladies, the
Yes.
heart attacks are a hidden killer. The hidden killer, because for ladies, for women, you don't feel the same pain. You don't feel that pain like a man does. You feel them in all different places. My pain was mostly in my back,
Between her shoulder blades.
between my shoulder blades. And then it would come around and feel tight, and then it would radiate down my back, the pain. Well, I thought it was my back. And so I'd been complaining for a long, long time about my back. And I do have back issues.
Right.
But it just kept getting worse and worse. And I was having that pain a lot and did not realize it was heart from my heart. I only realized it when I went through the stress test. And we hit that part of the stress test where I had the pain and I knew it wasn't, just from doing
Bending
work,
over.
from bending over and doing work, because I was just laying there. So be aware, and if you suspect that it might be something, because I've been telling doctors I've been having heart palpitations for a couple years, and they never could find anything wrong. So there you go. And here I am.
Yeah, and here she is, and that's why, guys, that's why I'm so grateful, because she's still here. Because at 90%, y'all, she was on the verge of getting ready to have a stroke or even worse. So
I did feel pretty bad too, I have to admit. Okay, let's stop talking about me and start answering some questions.
that's right, baby doll.
Okay. And that's the last time I'll say anything about it. There were some questions up there. Okay.
Well, I think it was great that for you to let the women know that are watching this, that just in case that you didn't know,
Your back pain could be something
could
else.
be something not designed, not with
Especially
your back.
when it's up here between your shoulder blades.
Yeah, ladies, be careful. That's all.
Yeah. Okay. Question from Mary Beth. Now, let's see. I think I'm at the right time. And Ray, thank you for sharing those videos.
Thank you, Ray.
Mary Beth asked, do you ever find that you need to add extra lead lines that aren't strictly necessary for cutting but make the design look more balanced or flow better?
Yes, all the time.
Yes.
Yes, and it's not like you said. I like the way you said that, Mary Beth. It's not about making the cuts easy, because we all know how to cut glass, and we all cut glass quite proficiently. So to adding lines to make the window look better is always welcomed. I promise you that. And every now and then you might slip up and get a nice easy cut out of it too. So.
Okay.
All right, Deborah and Loka, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you, yes. Robin asked, I need to find some glass that is heavy on purple but has streaks of orange. Is that color combo one that exists current stock? And if it is, can you point me to who makes it?
Well, I don't know that I don't know that it has. I'm trying to think if it has orange in it. That's really going to be a tough one. So you're gonna. I know I don't know the part number, but Wismac has a purple that has a red streaky in it, and if you get it in the light, that red is a little orangey looking. But I don't know the part number.
You can call Wismac and ask
Yeah,
them
and
that
ask them,
question.
or go online and go into Wismac's streakies, and so your Wismac, if you get a really beautiful purple in Wismac, is a 805, and so what you need is a 805 shade of purple, which is like a grape. It's beautiful. With the orange or red running through it. So if you can start your conversation out that you're looking for something as pretty as a 805 purple, but with orange running through it, I'm sure that they probably have something, but that 805 will help them, that's for sure. Because the 805 is purple in Wismac, and the 605 is cobalt blue.
Okay. Carol wants to know, why does transparent red feel so different when scoring? It almost feels like plastic.
It's the chemical makeup of the glass itself. And, a lot of reds are made with the precious metal gold in them. And if you stand on your glass cutter when you're cutting red glass, you will see the gold come up to the surface if it, in fact, is a gold red. But Yeah, I think it's just the chemical makeup of it because of the fact that it does. Some reds have selenium in them, and yellows kind of act the same way, Carol. But reds are really they do feel different. And actually, sometimes you can put the glass between your thumb and your index finger, and sometimes you can feel it almost feels as if it's soft, or it has a different feeling to the membranes and the nerves in your fingers and thumbs too. So
Okay. Julie Bison says her sister just had the same thing done, and she is halfway through her rehab, and she's doing wonderful. She's telling me I'll feel 30 years younger.
oh God,
She said, watch out, Ed.
I'm in.
He's going to be watching. He's worried. And he's getting his hip done, so we'll both be on the same level.
Yeah, we'll both be on the same level. I'll
Come
be
June.
running and she'll be pushing me.
Yeah. Come June, we'll be good as gold.
Yeah, we should be good to go, y'all. And again, it's not when you get older. Getting older isn't the problem. It's all the maintenance it takes to remain that way. That's all.
Diane asks, I love iridized glass, but I'm having difficulty finding it in many colors. Any suggestions of where to find it?
Well, I think you're gonna iridized glass. I would say probably I would try maybe Sunshine. Try Franklin in Ohio, and maybe try Rainbow Art Glass in New Jersey. Try them.
Yeah, they got a
Yeah, so they still make it, but and iridescent glass doesn't come in all the colors. So just find out what they have. I would imagine Oceanside has a lot of colors that are in iridized, but Bullseye has it too. Bullseye.
Where are you, Diane? Where are you located?
Yeah, where are you at, hon?
Jennifer. Thank you so
thank
much.
you.
We appreciate you. We're grateful for you, Jennifer.
Yes, we are. Thank you. Gosh, Barb, we got a class this weekend, and it's
we sure
full.
do.
Wow.
It's full, yes.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Oh, yes, Jennifer, I am getting a haircut. I'm getting a haircut and I'm getting my nails done or something. Thank you, Jennifer. Okay.
She's going to get it all done.
Talking about iridized glass, yeah. And you might think about calling like Wismac and say, where can I buy some of your iridized glass in the area where I live? You
Right,
know?
and where does she live? Where's she at?
She hadn't said, she said that, yeah, she hadn't said, but
Oh, okay.
yeah, I'd just call them and say, where's the shops that you've sold the iridized glass to, or who has a good, and if anybody here has
Right.
any ideas of who stocks.
Yeah, and Magali, she collects the iridized glass. She has a lot of it. She doesn't like it when I cut it up.
Yeah, it is precious. Precious, it's like a precious metal. It's like gold.
It's like what?
A precious metal.
A precious
it's like gold.
metal.
Yes, it is. So how do you feel about let's go into a glass demo?
Yeah,
How about that?
Let's see what we got here. I'm gonna share this with everybody.
Okay.
This is a Kokomo here. I'm gonna get my close-up camera.
Diane's in Michigan.
Michigan. Okay.
If anyone is on the chat from Michigan, the Michigan area, and can tell Diane where some iridized glass is, please put it in the chat for her and say hello.
Yes.
Okay, Ed?
Well, oh gosh. There we go.
Okay,
Can y'all see that beautiful light blue that's running through there? There it is right there. This is a glass that I'm using that's on the back side of an island, and I want you to there you go, you got the light going, but I want to just share this with you. This is a Kokomo, y'all. This is a Kokomo 470. This sheet was ran in 1994, and the reason I know that is because I have the label that's still on the sheet of glass at the shop that we're using. But I wanted to share with you about Kokomo glass and the things that are, like, even like Wismac glass. I have a piece of that I want to share with you. But I really want you to listen. We're going to square this up. Excuse me. We're going to square this up a little bit. Let me grab my running pliers here. And I'll set these right here. There's my runner. So remember, guys, when we're cutting glass, we just depress the head. And we're just going to, there it goes. Now this is a blue, and it should be soft, but it's not. It's pretty dense. So here we go. So we're squaring this up, and you can see this. You can see this now a little bit better. But this has a cobalt blue and a light blue, almost turquoise, running through it. It's really pretty. It makes beautiful water because it's a Kokomo, y'all. Let's bring this little piece over here. Because it's a Kokomo, just listen to how it cuts. Now, there's a lot of little hoopty-doos in there and all that stuff from where this glass was rolled out. But it still cuts really nice. And as long as you don't lift your cutter up, if you don't lift your cutter up while you're in one of those cracks, pick up and try and start all over again, you're going to be just fine. And you can see that those little hoopty-doos in this glass do not affect the cut ability of this glass. It's really just a sweet glass, and I think you'll enjoy working with it quite a bit. So here we go. We're just gonna pull this to us. Come off that end, and we're gonna just run that out like that. There you go. So you can kind of see
green.
Well, that's that light. Yeah, that's the turquoise. Isn't that pretty? It's like the turquoisey color that's in the blue. And I'm not sure what on this 470 what the two colors are, because I didn't look online to see what the color mix is, but it only has two colors in it, and it's really pretty. And again, guys, if you need a really pretty glass for water, this is another glass here, Tim. This is a pretty glass in the light, the Kokomo 470. This is a really pretty glass in the light. So if you're looking for that type of glass, that might be what you're looking for, Tim. I don't know.
Okay.
So the next class chat, we're going to talk about another pretty piece of glass.
Okay, I just had a couple questions come in, and a question about, let's see. Does the Toyo pistol grip depress, or does it only swivel?
It depresses and swivels. Let me see, do I have one here?
I think you do.
Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, so this is the Toyo here. This one depresses. And it swivels. And that's the only thing that I have about the pistol grip cutter that I personally don't like, is that head swivels way too much for me. But this is a great cutter for patterns, and I use it often. I use this cutter like that.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's
But
see.
I'm going to put that one on top of the box.
If you have any questions, just put them in the chat, and we'll be happy to answer
That's
them. Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you, Karen. We really appreciate the.
And Loka, thank you very much. Deborah, we appreciate it. So
Yes.
Don't forget, guys, you can also donate to the Garage New Studio Fund through Venmo, and that is at ARTyRV. So.
Or buy me a coffee, and that's at ARTyRV. Buy me a coffee at ARTyRV
That's
as
right.
well. So you can do that anytime.
Yeah, but again, guys, we're expanding because we're growing, and we want to be able to share a lot more knowledge with you guys, and we have to have the space to do it. So we're really looking forward to it.
Carol wants to know what the purpose of the swivel is. It's a good question.
Yeah, that's a good question, because it really, it really doesn't need to swivel that much. You know what they did is they made a cutter, and it's a pattern cutter. It's for cutting patterns, and I think that I don't know why it swivels as much as it does. Most cutter heads do swivel a little bit on the head. This one swivels. You know, my personal cutter swivels a little bit, but it doesn't move around like that pistol grip cutter. And I think a lot of it is that you overcompensate because of the way you have to hold the pistol grip cutter. So it seems like it probably just seems like it twists too much, but it probably doesn't turn any more than the other one. It's just the way that the handle's held in your hand. So,
Okay.
you know, I'm thinking about that. That's exactly what it is. That head doesn't turn any more than anybody else. It's just the way
Feels.
it's the way the feel. Yeah.
Yeah.
This head does not twist any more than any other glass cutter.
Okay.
Okay. But the way it's held in your hand, it accentuates it. It makes it worse than it really is. So
Oh, what is the best solder for lead?
for lead, I 50/50, and you know, I use Victory white metals, VWM, or you know, Canfield is in New Jersey. They're American made. So you can use those. The Victory white metals are good. And then we talked about, and I'm trying to think of the name of the other, there's another solder out there that it's on our YouTube page, and if you buy like 4 or 5 rolls of it.
Canfield.
Yeah, one of the solders, you buy 4 or 5 rolls of it, and it's $99 for 5 rolls, and I think that's a killer deal, and I believe it's on 60/40 solder. You know.
It's 4 rolls.
Yeah, and the other week I said it was the name of it was Harry Potter solder, and then Michael came in and said, "Yeah, it's like magic." So
Yeah, it's like magic. But
it's
that's
not Harry Potter solder though.
No.
So
Okay. Don't confuse people,
I know
and you'll
it.
get in trouble.
no.
Is that blue glass in our store? Do we have any more of that?
I know because I only have one sheet of it, and I'm using it on a window right now. Now I may have some of it left over.
Call Kokomo. They're probably making
Yeah,
it.
Kokomo 470 should be.
They can tell you where it's at.
Yeah, they could tell you where it's at. I can tell you it's probably at Franklin Art Glass in Ohio.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Because Franklin stocks a lot of Kokomo.
Oh, I want to tell y'all at 8:30 tonight on
yeah. Community page.
on our community page, we're sharing Kokomo's history, the video of the history of Kokomo. So go to the community page at 8:30 and check it out. It's really cute. It's only,
What
I
about
think-
11 minutes?
yeah, something like that. But it's the history of Kokomo. It's very interesting. I think you'll enjoy it. That's
Yeah.
at 8:30 tonight on the community
And
page.
if you guys, as you're watching this video, it was kind of funny because I was watching it, and they said exactly what I said, that the art of the sheet of glass comes from the 2 guys that are mixing it.
And they show that,
And they
making
show
the glass
that
and
how
cutting the
they
glass.
use a steel rod with a bent on an angle that they grab that glass and they manipulate it. But the guys that are carrying the ladles, they're working their butts off because they're carrying 8 or 10 pounds of glass at a time, and it's 2,000 degrees, and they're having to walk 75 or 100 feet with it. But after they dump it into that center, the guy that's left standing is the guy that makes that sheet as beautiful as it's going to be. And it's funny, guys, in the video, check it out. Tell me what part number that sheet of glass is laying on that table when you see it.
Yeah, you
Tell me what part number that is when you see it.
But it'll be on the community page. If you don't see it tonight, you can go back and look at it next month if you want to. It'll stay on the community page.
Check it out. It's really interesting, and it's really quite interesting.
I think you'll like it. I wish I'd had it a couple weeks ago. I could have shared it, but I just found it. Okay.
And it's narrated. It's narrated by the owner of the company, Jeff. So I think you'll really enjoy it. So.
Okay, we have a question here.
Okay.
Robin wants to know, when using Ruby Flux, do you rinse with water after soldering and then finish with a glass cleaner, or are you using a finishing compact or a compound or polishing wax? Basically, what do you use to finish?
All right, so when I'm done soldering, the first thing I do is remove all of the flux, clean it. Clean the window right the first time. And before you patina your window should be...
And we're talking
complete
copper
foil.
Now.
Your window should be completely dry before you add your patina to copper foil. Now, when you're doing lead work and you've soldered your joints, you take glass cleaner and you clean the window and make sure you clean all, because see, Ruby Flux is water-based. So you can break it down. If you're doing lead, you want to, as soon as you're done soldering, you want to clean those joints well and don't leave that sitting overnight. And then you want to flip your window over and solder the other side. So there's two different ways of doing it. And because you have two different methods of the way that art glass is fabricated, you should know and become very familiar with both techniques, I think.
Okay, Jennifer wants to know, when using 6733 for decorative soldering, can you use that over the 6040 lines you already have, or do you use just 6733 for all the lines?
You can use it on top of it. It's not going to hurt it.
Okay.
It's not going to hurt it.
Yeah.
Because see, what they're doing, they're melting together anyway. And so they're not going to like flake off or anything like that. What they're trying to show you is in order to do some very nice decorative soldering, that your solder melts at a much lower temperature and you need to work it at a much lower temperature. That's all.
Yeah, but mixing the two, you
It's
got the
fine,
6040 line, and then you got the 6033. Okay, your hair. What the heck is going on with your hair?
It's time to get it cut. I'm gonna have to.
Look at mine.
I'm gonna have
We
to
look
break
like two crazy people. We're both going to get a haircut.
It's been a rough week.
It has been rough.
It has. It's been something
been real
else.
rough. It's been a rough couple months, actually, for me. I've been feeling really bad.
Yeah, but we
Okay.
got you fixed up now, baby. We're good.
Okay, is there a better flux for decorative soldering? Ruby Flux.
I think Ruby Flux is the strongest flux out there on the market.
And also, when you're decorative soldering, this is the time when you'll use more flux. You'll use a lot more flux when you're decorative soldering.
I think so.
That's what they tell you to do, so that's what I do.
Yeah, you use more flux. Yeah. And guys,
It seems to work
And
better.
don't ever flux your soldering iron tip, okay? So just want to let you know that. That's rule number, I don't know what
Don't
rule
put
number
your-
it is.
Soldering iron in the flux.
Yeah, don't clean it. Yeah, don't clean your solder iron
Don't do that.
in the flux.
All right,
We don't
let's
wanna
do
do-
another glass demo.
All right, well, I'm going to share this one with you.
Okay.
Now, Tim was looking for a really pretty glass for water, flowing water. The Kokomo 470 is a good choice. The 197 is a good choice. And so now we're going to switch over to a Wismac.
Okay.
And you can see that. And here we go, right here. Okay. So this right here, y'all look at this. Isn't this gorgeous? This is a coral color. This isn't orange. This is a coral color. The part number on this sheet of glass is a Wismac. The O is for opalescent. Number 36. I'm using this in the Goat Island window right now. This is my sunrise, and then I have some bullseye yellow coming in between this, working its way down, and then it's laying on top of this. And when you get all this in the light, y'all, it's just absolutely gorgeous. But I want you to listen to how nice this glass really scores. So you can see that I didn't square this up at the shop, so we're gonna square it up right now. So I'm gonna leave this sideways so that you can see it, but here we go. Depress the head. Now this glass, it sounded really soft, didn't it? There we go. So now this, I've been cutting patterns of this of sky with trees running through it. So this like, these patterns are all over the place. And this glass, y'all, is just so... So when you're cutting patterns with this glass, it is just so nice to work with. So I've started my run, see it? And it's going right to there. Now that right there, y'all, technically should not have went around that corner. But I'm gonna come back this way and I'm gonna run it back to it. Y'all can see the run right there. You can see how it stops. And by stopping my running pliers, the run stops. So here we go. Let's run it back to it and it'll probably kiss it and it'll come apart. Here we go. There it is. So when this came around here, this was really thin. This probably shouldn't have made it. But and if you're pulling down on it way too hard, it probably won't make it. But if you'll start to do your cuts where you start the run and then work in behind it and just keep moving it through the score, you'll find that you end up getting a lot more of your glass, of your patterns cut out the way that you want them to, rather than you know, more often than not, you're going to get glass out if you'll cut it the way I'm showing you how to do it. So I went from one end to the other, and now this is going to be really easy to start my run. I'm just going to start it just like that. And there it is. It's started right there. There we go. Where is it? There we go. It's right there. So sometimes, you hear that? I'm moving the glass. I'm moving the glass. So I'm going to get in behind the run. I'm going to pull down. And maybe it'll chase it a little bit, but you can see the run right there. I'm just behind it. And we'll do it again. I'm putting my middle finger underneath of the glass. You can see it. It's right there. I'm going to pull down. And now that just ran a little bit more. And where is it? It's right here. I'm going to pull down a little bit more. And we just finished that out. Now, because of the way that we did that, this allowed all of this, even if it weren't, if it were more delicate, if we were chasing the run behind itself all the way from one end to the other, our success rate increases. And you know what? That's what it's all about. When you start spending $40 a square foot for a sheet of glass, you want to make sure that when you're cutting it, that you understand all the properties of what's going on with it. What is that? You or me?
That's my hair on
I love it. But you guys, once you understand these properties and how to start the run and then take it gently and don't just try to do it all at one time, because when you put so much pressure on the glass, that's when things start to go south, okay? So if you take your time, you know, when you're pulling these, my little words of down and away and chase the run, those are all just simple things. Yeah, those are all just things for me to explain to you what I'm doing. And a lot of times, and I think maybe, you know, Carol said it best in an email a couple weeks ago, is that, you know, she does have a ring saw, but in the window that she did for the viewer showcase with the iris in it, that top left hand corner, she said that she cut that all out down and away and chasing the run. And she didn't need her $500 ring saw to pull those cuts off. So I want you, if you want to go back and look at last week's or this, the first of the month, if you want to look at that, check out the viewer showcase. Check out that cut that Carol did, and she didn't do it with her saw. And that to me is it's definitely a testimonial. Thank you, Carol.
I have another question. What is the best material to cut on your tabletop?
Plywood.
Yeah, for your tabletop.
Plywood, a veneered plywood is the best tabletop. Because if you get the cheesy plywood or the what's called CDX or good one side, the good one side even has footballs in it. But if you get
something smooth.
if you get a sheet of cabinet grade plywood, it's veneered on one side and it's so sweet. It's very smooth, and they're only about $40 for a 4x8 sheet.
It's worth the investment.
I think it is. And a lot of you out of a 4x8 sheet can make 2 tables out of that. So that's an idea.
Okay, yeah, we're working on the garage project.
And we're doing it as you guys help us and go to the Venmo and give us your super chats and super stickers, and something else that helps us, Barb, with
Yes.
this project.
What? Encouragement?
Thumbs up, encouragement, and subscribers.
Yes. And people
They all
watching
help.
our videos.
And guess what, guys? In the last 28 days, we have had 420,000 views of our channel
Can you believe that?
in the last month. It's crazy, I think, but I think it's awesome, and that shows us that you guys really care about what we're doing, and that hopefully that we're helping you. Right?
Yes.
I hope we're helping people.
I think we are. We got people coming in here from West Virginia and
Hey.
all over. And we've got New Mexico. I can't even tell you all the states that are here tonight, but looks like we've got them from all over, people from all over the country. And thank you guys for sharing the information about where you can buy solder and different things like that, because you really help out. I mean, we don't know everything. And your comments and suggestions help the other viewers.
And you guys have done a lot of the research as well as we have, and we can't think of every little thing, but you guys help.
Carol doesn't have a ring saw. She really doesn't have a ring saw.
Oh, I thought she had one.
No, she was being sarcastic.
Oh, well, that's okay, Carol.
And she gave us $20.
Sarcasm is good. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you, Carol.
Appreciate that. But I was correct, though. You did say that you did it all.
Well,
She had to.
We were talking to one of the distributors one time, and they told us, we hear this all the time. It takes longer to get out your saw and set it up and cut out one piece of glass than it is every
just
time
learn
you
how
have
to
to
do it.
cut that certain cut than just to go ahead and learn how to do that cut.
Yeah, just learn how to do it.
It's time consuming, and then you got to put it away, and it's in the way. But
Carol,
if you learn
thank
how
you,
to
hon.
cut, thank you, Carol. We appreciate that.
That's funny. I really did, hon. I thought you had a ring saw. That's awesome.
And who was it? Kelly said your hair looks good, Ed.
Yeah.
It does.
Oh, you know what? That's what it was. Because
What? What'd you do?
Taylor and I went and played golf today.
Yeah,
and
he's
I had the wind was
and
blowing.
you didn't clean up either. I asked
did.
you. I said no, you didn't.
I did. I got a nice clean shirt
You got a
on.
clean
I washed
shirt
my
on. You
shaved.
didn't wash your hands though.
Yeah.
You washed them, but you didn't scrub them.
They look
And
good.
we'll have some bad comments on that tomorrow. So
There's
that's
nothing wrong
okay.
with my hands. My
That's
fingernails
okay.
are clean.
He's a working man. He's a working man. I'm going to get him a manicure though. And then
That
they'll
sounds
be
like a
talking
fun day
about
for you
that,
and I.
won't they? Then they'll
Yeah.
be talking about that.
That's all right. I
They'll
do
say,
manicures
that
and
stained
pedicures.
glass man gets a manicure.
I get manicures and pedicures. Hey, if you're going to build stained glass windows, you have to take care of yourself. And you have to take care of your hands, because I'm going to tell you right now, your hands will get beat up.
That's why he wears these sleeves.
That's
Now,
why
I have them. I have these on the website and
They're 12 different
the
colors.
Amazon page, and it shows them in white. But click it, and they're all different colors
I know
available.
all kinds of colors. I like these right here. I thought they looked good with my shirt.
They do
See?
look good.
Yeah,
They
that
do
look
look good. And they protect his arms.
Right.
His
and
arms
the-
are getting better.
And these got glass shirts are in navy blue, and they're only available at the store at Conway Glass.
Yes, those.
But now the down and away and chase the run, they're available on our fourth wall page. Right? Is that what it's called? 4-wall, 5-wall. That's really nice.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll get some pictures. I guess we'll share pictures of what's going on with the project for the viewer showcase, because we're sharing pictures that night anyway.
What's that you want to share?
Pictures of the project during the viewer showcase.
I probably
maybe.
can. Yeah.
That way, it's not
probably
like a
can.
big rush for next week, but we got a couple weeks.
Yeah. I couldn't get it done this week.
Oh, it's just too much.
Question from Kelly. Kelly wanted to know. She was gifted a Griffin C40 tall saw. Haven't used it because she's afraid of it. Can you talk about that saw?
I don't know which. Inland used to make a tall band saw like that as well, and it was a pretty nice saw. Now, what you have to find out if you can still get the blades for it. And but the main thing is, and I will say this to you, Kelly, that the setup is probably on YouTube for that specific saw, and follow it to the T. The hardest thing is getting the blade adjusted, and do make sure that you never ever run out of water on the blade, because that'll cause it to break, and they're expensive. So
Yeah.
be real careful with it. But the Griffin saw is a nice saw, So check it out, and make sure you just take the time to set it up correctly. That's all.
Okay. Les wants to know if you saw the Technoglass coming out with the new foiler system.
I did, and I'm just waiting on one to come in so we can demonstrate it for y'all.
Magali's here.
Hey, Magali.
Diana says she wants that shirt. We'll let you know when the shirts come in. They're on order.
Yeah, I've ordered them. Yeah.
And we do have the aprons in. I'll wear an apron next week, maybe.
Okay.
Okay. Planning my trip to Wismac and Yakagani this summer. Iridized glass, here I come. That's Magali. Okay. Stop by and see us if you can.
Yeah, if you can. If you guys have time, come by and see us.
Vicky wants to know if you use 50-50 solder for lead, does that mean it gets hotter?
No, it's just a 50-50
The
solder.
melting temperature.
The melting temperature for 50-50 solder is a few degrees lower than 60-40. But because the 50-50, it's just less expensive when you're soldering lead, and it seems to flow better for me. I've never used anything but 50-50 on lead, but you can't make the patina work with 50-50 when you're doing copper foil work.
Isn't it closer to the composition
Position of lead
the lead
itself, yeah, because it's half and half. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I've always heard, but of course, I don't know. Okay, so we've had a great night tonight. I want to
Already?
remind you all to think about what you're grateful for, and
I'm grateful to have you still here, baby. That's all I can tell you.
and share that with the people around you.
And I want to thank everybody. What I'm grateful for is our community here online and in this space.
I'm grateful to be able to have a creative life with you.
Me too. We've been creative for a long time. Let's keep it up. We got to stay
Yes.
healthy though.
We all should be grateful for the
Everything that we
for the
have, even if
journey that we're on, because it's so
Yeah,
rewarding,
just
not only to us but to many, many other people.
yeah. So be grateful for everything, even the small stuff, guys.
Okay. Do we have any more questions? Because I think we have 1 minute left.
Dun, 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 dun.
And we'll be back next week.
I hope everybody had a great Easter yesterday.
And don't forget about that video at 8:30 tonight on
Yeah,
the
check it
community
out.
channel. Oh, someone asked about the URL. From that video, you can share it with whomever you want. You can get the URL from there.
Right.
From when that video comes up, it'll be at the bottom. It'll say share.
And that video is going to answer a lot of questions for y'all about how sheet glass is fabricated.
Yeah. And make a comment and send them a little bit of love too, because they've
Yeah.
had a hard time. And we're grateful for all the manufacturers in the U.S. that have stayed in business. It's been very, very hard for them.
It's been tough on everybody, and for Wismac and Kokomo, Bullseye, Yakagani, all of y'all, Oceana.
And
Thanks
we're
for
grateful.
staying in. We
Yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you for hanging in there.
Yeah.
And thank you guys.
I think I'm gonna share some Oceana glass next week with y'all, and I got a new cutter to share. I am Alan. If you're watching this on the rerun, I got your package, and I'll share it with the community next Monday night.
And do you have anything else you need to talk about?
I just want to say good night to everybody, and for the ARTyRV channel, I'm Ed.
And I'm Barb. And you all, Barb. And you all have a great week. We love y'all.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.